Hello, YouTubers. So, I wanted to show you some of the fashions that I sell. I sell these on eBay and I also will sell them through YouTube. Paula Deen is my role model. Brilliant woman. So, these are things I have for sale. This is the cutest leopard bag, and it's plastic so you can wash it. And the other side is a scarf. These are both my scarves. I just love to decorate it. Nothing is... My mother was very well dressed all of her life, and she worked very hard and brought up us 3 kids and insisted we go to college. I remember calling my mother from college, begging her to let me come home. Mom, I don't want to do this. Mom, I want to be a beautician. She said, fine, Mary Kay, you can come home, but where will you live? She was very tough on us. She wanted us girls to have a college degree, which she was denied, even her high school. So she knew what it was about, how you got somewhere through hard work. She didn't want me staying on my feet like her. Anyway, it's kind of a great story, though. Very inspired with that lady. So this is my lamp that I have in here. This is my selling room where you can change. If you would come locally, it's a nice big area. And what I do is I put things together and assist you, so I could help you change in and out. Or you can go on eBay and you search for Mary Kay 2010 Mary Kay. So I'll have some of those listings up, but I thought I might as well give you a chance to do that. This is a sequin blouse. It is so attractive, and it makes you look skinny. That's all I can say. As I put on weight, which the COVID-19 and all that, you have to wear something that's slimming. This is Mark Bauer, the skirt. Last year I took my grandson to Paris, and I took this with me because it is a thin layer. It has a slip built in. Mark Bauer is the designer to the stars, really. Red carpets, and look at that. So gorgeous, and you look pounds thinner. Plus I'm selling shaping wear, something you pull on, and it's good for your body. It's good to stand upright. It's good to straighten you out, and it's good to tuck you in places. I have friends who, in the same position as me, menopause, 72. If you eat too much, you get a chunk here and a chunk there. This shapewear, which I don't have any because I sold it all, holds you in. People have had babies. I have not. Anyway, these are 2 leopard dresses. The white one has the same ruching, so that ruching will hide all kinds of things. Look for dresses with ruching. And this one just is straight, with some flare. But see, it has that ruching again. Look for ruching. It's magical, And patterns like this and wearing all one color underneath is so slimming. Paula Deen, I have a few things of hers left. She used to design clothes and sell them, but she gave it up. So anyway, she says she wears black and white, and I thought, boy, how smart is that? So what I'll do is all one color down the front, and if it's beautiful and stunning like this, what are they going to notice? They're going to notice your clothes and see that figure. Anything, the pattern on it, anything with a pattern like that, people are blown away. Because look how gorgeous. And I have a liner for this, but you could also put another black underneath it. You could put all white underneath it. This is tapestry. I'll show you the sleeve on the other side. It's gorgeous. And really, if this was too long, see, it has a raw hem. You could very carefully do that yourself. It does not fray. So, see that? It's perfection. That is through the material. Mark Bauer is from New York. And he really does design for the runways, red carpet. And here's a beautiful purse. I took this one time when I went to Paris, and we went to Lyon, where Julia Child was taken by her husband for her first meal, because I had to see it. And they have everything that they had, and you have it in the restaurant that she had it in. That's the thing about France. They don't tear buildings down. They fix them up. There's always derricks and men at work, which is a great idea. So anyway, this is getting kind of old. It's frayed. I think it was originally a bridal purse. But I have so many people come up to me telling me how beautiful. And they said, you know what? I thought that was roses. And that's the way it's designed. But think of all you girls in a wedding, all with the same bag. I've sold several of these on the spot because I like things that are unusual and gorgeous. And so this is another purse of mine. So I tie scarves to jazz them up because I love scarves. I can't wear them so much with the menopause and all. And this I can't sell. This came to me from my granddaughter. When I'm there, she will give me some of her fashion, and we will do some of her TikTok kind of stuff. But I told her, don't follow anybody else. She's a ballerina. I said, dance around, and I'll take pictures of you. She actually does videos for people on TikTok because she's so good at filming. Whenever she's around, I don't have to film. And as a blogger, I put it down. Like we were in Paris with my grandson, like I said, Bateau Mouche, late at night. It was going to get dark, and we were driven in a cab, and he stopped before the end of the bridge and said, now you're on your own and just go straight down because the protesters in France have it all blocked off, and there were yellow jackets and blah, blah, blah. And a friend of mine who lives close to Paris said, did you know you can call your friends for free on Facebook Messenger? I'm just saying that while I remember it. Anyway, he said, Mary Kay, I can't believe you're doing that. Don't you know there's violence? Cheaper ticket. That's what I say. And my grandson is so handsome and tall. I told him before we left, I'm going to put you on the outside. He said, no, Grandma wants you to just get mace. I said, because I brought you here and I paid for it. And we had cordon bleu cooking lessons because I told him someday I'll be dead and gone, but you'll still have that cordon bleu. He has a big bag and so do I. You can't take that away from you. It's all French sauces. I also do cooking lessons. So everyone, including my cardiologist, was asking for French sauces. So all things in moderation. I got those, and when I came back, I gave him every recipe. He's going to be the person, in charge of taking care of us in an emergency. The doctor before him was the best from Peru. Loved people, loved patients. Went to a couple of funerals in our family. He got very attached to his patients. So this is something new I can't part with. We were just in Chicago, and we went to Macy's, and they had Chanel. And it was 101, I think. A cute little girl with an accent, and she said, you probably can't understand me because the accent. I said, I can understand the accent. It's just the mask. You have to get, and I'm going deaf, so I have to get ear. I hate the idea of doing that, but my mother did too. I have everything my mother had, so you can't escape genetics. So this is the area that's no one can see you. I shop at a store in my daughter's town, and it's so lovely. I think there's nothing over $60, and she puts together outfits for you like nobody else has, and she uses shower curtains, on a ring. So you're encased in a shower curtain with a mirror. So no one can see you. Some of the most unusual things I've ever gotten were from her. And last time I went, it was closed. My grandson said, don't you want to go over and get the thing for your... I have a necklace and a bracelet, and the jewels, which are faux, pop in and out. So you can change the colors. I told her I like blue. I'm too old to switch them in and out. So anyway, never did we expect to not be able to go. She had, inside the door, she had 2 flat trays, what they probably have a germicide on. So, and then there was a note on the door that she was supposed to come back at a certain hour. It's only one girl running it, so. And her sister does the same thing, only they're online, and I could have gone online. I just like to shop with real people. It's so fun. Take the time for you, and take the time for you to have fun. That's what I do. So this is a lamp I bought, I think at Tuesday morning long ago. Then we went to a cute shop that had consignment. So I am French, and this is the French fleur-de-lis. This is the back of an Oriental screen. So you have total privacy, and you have room. Here is my antique French sofa. And I covered that myself. And I filled the bottom one with feather. I didn't upholster it. An upholsterer took off, it was all old needlepoint from wealthy people in Chicago, probably. So you've got a comfy place to sit down and change. Wouldn't you like to have somebody waiting on you again? I sure would. I worked at Ayers, and I worked at Carson's, and remember them? The girls who would come bring you stuff? Did you like that? Would you like a different? What size are you? And they fit you. And you come out looking like $1,000,000. Okay, so this is brand new with the lace. And it's long. And once you're wearing that, people are going to be stunned. Stunned. And want to know where you got it. Which I don't do anymore because it's silly. Keep it for yourself. See that lace? So I'll give you the inside with that. See how you see through it? So now, this time of year, it's very cool. And I put all white, And then if you put anything over, put black, Paula Deen is just brilliant. And there are people who think she's too this or too that. They think the same thing of Martha Stewart. I say, women unite. That's why I have another page on Facebook. If we all stuck together instead of picking each other apart, we'd be running the world, I say. These are cards, which I can't sell either. These are from my grandson. He bought it for me for a gift. And I have always loved gourmet places because I worked for 2 years as a French apprentice with a chef from Armagnac. So we were taught to do almost everything. I never did bartend, but I worked in the back as garde-à-manger, which means guard the food. Guard what you eat, actually. So, but these are cocktails. And I also took the grandchildren up to see American in Paris. And Robert, my companion, and I would usually go, but then he was sick. He has heart trouble, and we couldn't get our money back. So I took the 2 grandkids, and one of them would not shut up. So I tried to get her in the middle of us. Sometimes, my family too, we never shut up. What I've told Robert is, if you're in my family and you're quiet, you're depressed. There must be. Why is she so depressed? My mom talks this much. My sister talks this much. And we love wonderful food, which my mom was a great cook. One of 14 kids, brought up on a farm. So her father was French and her mother was Irish. And they learned to cook from when they were tiny. They had that stove in the kitchen, Okay, so this is another Paula Deen. And she designed for women of a certain age, Beautiful senior women. And I am too. I'm 72. I don't think I'm 50. I don't think I'm 40. And I don't say I'm 72 is the new 52. No, I'm okay with my age. So this has this layer. This is the back. And so it flows when you walk. And it's pretty much like silk, but it's polyester. Almost all of her stuff had pockets and was washable. So these are Paula Deen jeans. So they are tight around the ankle. And I have to get a blue top, which I have in the other area, to go underneath, so all blue and gray. And really, black and white is the best for slimming. This is my dad, who is a golfer, senior tour out in California. And so my sister heard about Betty White coming on the pier. And it would be a prom night for seniors, senior prom night. Like, it was so clever. And so she was the host naturally. And she called me, my sister, and said, you know, I found this great thing for mom and dad to go to. So she got all the tickets and stuff and took both of them to make sure they had nice clothes. That's my mom right there, who was a beautician and had my dad, Freddie, cutting her hair. I bought that dress, the sparkly dress with the gleaming. It's why I have a cookbook I'm doing, but you know, it's so hard when you love your mother and dad like that. They did everything in the world for us. So there's Betty. And mom said that when she interviewed them, she asked if she could kiss my dad. That woman is a princess. So see, she had asked my mom, is it okay if I kiss Freddie? And there they are dancing. That's how they met, at a dance. My dad went to California during the Depression because they were trying to hold on to the house. So my grandmother rented out rooms and they sent her money. They went to California and were painters. My grandfather was a painter and so was my dad. That's the way they survived the Depression, reusing tinfoil and all of that kind of stuff. So here is a dress. This is actually Mark Bauer again. His things are like no one else's. You know, if you design like this, you're going to stand out in a crowd. And everyone's going to want to know where you get it. And I don't always tell everybody, don't be a blabbermouth, you know, which I kind of am. But it's okay. I have a niece that's exactly like me. She just can't stand knowing something without sharing it immediately. And her mom will always turn to her and say, Lila, you weren't supposed to. I'm the same way, so if you want information, talk to her. And she's brilliant. She'll be the head of a corporation someday. I hope a lawyer. Sorry, I'm trying to hang this back up. Okay, so I can sell you any of those. And it would be easier if you lived locally and you'd come try things on. This is a large space. I'm going to sit on the sofa. So, see this? I mean, I'm leaning back. There's plenty of walkway. So you could come in here, try on your clothes, then I have more clothes outside of this, and would have fun and be able to buy a new fashion at an affordable price. I basically start every outfit less than $100 for both pieces, and I don't really get my money back. I can tell you that, but I do know how fashion. I grew up with a very fashionable mother. So this is Karl Lagerfeld. This is my favorite outfit. We just got back from Chicago, where Robert takes me every birthday, and we were delayed. My birthday was in April. It was just too hot. And Chicago is not the safest place still, with all that smashing and grabbing and protesting, and I don't know. But I'll tell you what, my opinion is there are a lot of people who are disenfranchised. So they shouldn't see what they're seeing. The shooting someone live, that's what stopped the Vietnam War. We couldn't watch it. It was live and then go eat dinner. I remember that guy being shot, and then they'd show it over and over and over. Anyway, let's get off politics. So these pockets are real pockets because in Chanel, every pocket opens. So these pockets open. But this is the fashion, to put the pins on. There are outfits that have pins all the way down. When we were in Paris at the Galerie Lafayette, a woman had the most beautiful sweater, all of her pins, and the husband was coming up with the baby. I said, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And he said, it's my wife's. And this blouse under here I could never sell either. This was my mother's. I'll just take this off. So it is, of course, a treasure. It's sheer. and so attractive. And you look skinnier. I have put on more than 20 pounds probably, but I can still wear this. I'm exactly her size. I have every ailment she had. My dad had colitis. I have that. No, my mom. And my dad had gallstones. I have that. You know, we just got to live with it. And these pants, look at those pants. They're fun to wear. I mean, you can't. I was going to go outside and water the other day because I didn't want to take them off. And you can roll these up like this. The cuff will go up. I just ordered, finally, some rubber boots for gardening. Every shoe I take out gets soaked. See that? So you could, but I changed my clothes. So versatile. And here on the top, look at the top. I'm going to have to move this. I'm sorry. But it's worth the wait, I guarantee you. Look at that top. More pearls. I like pearls. I like glitz. I like sequins. Wear what you like. You don't have to have what's good on everybody else. And if you walk in this, no one's going to have it. Just you, which I love. You know, when you have style, just do you. A friend who's local has an art gallery. She does the most fabulous videos where she kind of walks through the woods and dances and like a ballerina. And I was talking to her one day because I haven't come into her galleries because of this COVID-19 thing. She said, just do you, Mary Kay. And she's so right. She has a good time all the time. And her shop is her own. So this has pants underneath. So you would have all white, or really it's more attractive if you have white on the top and black on the bottom. I just have changed it because I don't ever, in my mind, to keep track of what I wore the last time I went to that restaurant because I don't want to repeat an outfit. It's just in my blood. I think it's the French part of me. My mom never wanted to buy anything for herself. We had to force her. You know, Mom, we bought her a jersey dress. Oh my God. She looks so beautiful. And you're inspired by that. So anyway, you can comment here or you can go to my Facebook page, which is Mary Kay, all one word, MaryKay, and then separate word, JASINSKI. That's my Facebook page, where I have a food blog and fashion. I'm getting into so much more fashion because I can't stand and cook like I used to. But I'm giving cooking lessons. I'm going to do it online too, like Paula Deen. She's my role model. And I was invited to a party at her house. This was now 2 years ago, which I wish it was this year. Anyway, she used to do cruises, and then she had a party, and you could come and be with her for 4 hours in her own home. I thought I had died and gone to heaven. So what I did is I brought a lot of gifts. I brought a gift for her son who had just had triplets, and it was a blanket I had from my grandmother. Because who am I going to give it to now, really? My daughter's had all of her children and is still in good shape. So I gave him that for his grandkids, and I brought him a sparkly top for his wife. I said, you're going to want to go out on a date night. His wife is a marathoner. And I brought a gift for Paula. And she said, you know, Mary Kay, no one ever brings me a gift. And it was a scarf that was leopard like this. The girlfriend gave me, who looks like Cameron Diaz in real estate. She went into real estate because I was in real estate. Well, it's a tough job. She's doing very, very well. So anyway, a leopard scarf, and then it had drops. You know, crystal drops. Is stunning. So I gave that to Paula because it was safe. If you bring food, they don't know where you've had it. They don't know this. It's very dangerous to eat other people's food. Go to the best restaurant you can afford, I say. What I found in cooking, some restaurants are not so clean in the back. When I was taught by Louis Retailleau, the Armagnac master chef, French master chef. It was in the town we lived in. My husband and I, the dentist, would go all the time. And finally, I just wore him down till he finally said I could come in. He never hired a woman. But I spoke French, you know. He was very demanding. You have to chop a lot of parsley to get on to the next station. But I learned it. Then he put me in charge of garnish, and I adored it. He walked through one time with his wife and her mother, who I think was really the bankroll. And she said, whoever's doing that garnish, you keep them. I made everything look beautiful. I was always reading gourmet magazines, and you know, it's not so hard. I got a garnishing set, so I had all the special stuff. It was, every plate went out beautiful. And I'm still like that. I think food in France is like artwork. Everything you eat. I don't believe in all the fancy, you have to pay the most. We were, by the way, just in Chicago, and I was talking to women at a farmer's market. Turns out, they said, do you want to go to the best French restaurant? This one lady, she said, you want to go to the best French restaurant in Chicago? So she wrote it down. They wrote it down all for me. They wanted me to start at that farmer's market. But anyway, we went. It was like heaven on earth. You walked in, and it looked like California, maybe. And you were sitting on the street, and I saw some dogs. Then there was a parade of dogs. You know, people in Chicago have to take their dogs out. They live in high-rise, you know, or they have to pay someone to take their dog out. We were almost thinking of buying a puppy. That's how crazy it made you. Bob loved him. I loved him. A girl, even when we were sitting at this restaurant, which is below Water Tower Place, it's called Triple Berry, maybe, Wildberry, I think. And it is the most lovely restaurant. We could just get a taxi and go because we're old. We can't walk the streets anymore. We both smoked. And one girl that was walking across, she could see I adored her dog. And she looked at me and said, want me to bring her over? And she brought over the most beautiful champagne colored, I don't know what. I'm telling you. It was, and right there, there's a big square. So people were driving by in their Corvettes, motorcyclists making noise. You know, it's so good that they're opening up, but you have to be uber careful. In France, I know David Lebowitz, and I watch him faithfully. If you want to go to France, watch David Lebowitz. He's on Instagram and Facebook, and huge. He's a #1 food blogger, I think, of all countries. Anyway, he said what they did is they were in lockdown until they had to submit forms to go out, no matter what you were doing, unless you were deadly ill, and then the ambulance had to come. And they were checking people for COVID-19. And then, so you submit the form, you have to wait to get it back from them that you can go. Then they could go out, but only for exactly what they were told to do. And they said they wanted to do. Otherwise, if you were out on the street without that form, $200. That may sound strict, but they are COVID-free. And now they won't let Americans in because we have too many cases. They beat it once. And if I would go there, I would have to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. So what kind of a vacation? You would pay to be, I don't know, in a hospital? That would cost you a lot of money. So if you watch David, he will tell you what you can do, when, what restaurants you should go to. If you go to his food blog, he has everything. Every travel. He's an American that worked for Alice Waters at Chez Panisse. He was in pastry there for 12 years. And he decided he wanted to go to Paris, and he just sold everything, packed everything up, including a box of books, which never made it. Never made it. But he was looking at the Eiffel Tower. And he says, you know, someday I'll get it. He had signed cookbooks by the authors like Julia Child and, Chez Panisse. I don't know if you know, but it's in Berkeley, California, and Alice Waters is the originator or organic, period, and fine French food. You can always find her books too. Or if you need help, call me because I know where to get every book. I actually sell them on eBay. So see, no matter where you live, I have a book like that too. Make your home French. Make your home beautiful. Do a little French cooking. Robert, when we went the second night to the same restaurant, husband and wife, no backers, he had pommes frites, so French fries, and steak. Oh my God, absolute like butter. And I got the keto diet, which I'm going on the keto and getting rid of all that pasta and carbs. A friend suggested that to me. She said, you guys need to be on keto because Bob is diabetic and blah, 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 heart, I'm just trying to keep him alive. Anyway, no carbs. So the waiter said, that's great. I have a great cauliflower soup. Oh my God. And the place is called Bistronomic on Walnut. Just Google that. It's something that woman told me about. So we went the second night too. Oh my, you just walked in and thought, oh, see, there is real life. And David Leibowitz, now since they let all the French people out, he is smiling, he is joking. He is a perfectionist, like I am, an OCD person. So a lot of things bother you when you're like that. Like if I'm sitting on the sofa and the display in the hutch isn't right, I have to get up. My mom was the same. You are what's in your genes, but these genes happen to be gorgeous. And you will be noticed. If you're shy and don't want to be noticed, you can wear all beige. I have that too. It isn't as wow. A lot of people don't like to wow people. So I also work at a thrift store doing display, so that's a good source. I get to, when I'm not changing everything at home, I can go there and it will help this charity. It'll make you feel good just to get out of the house and do something. And I think that's why people are so angry. We had to be at home. People lost their incomes. People lost their businesses. And people in the lower ranks, which I have not always had gobs of money. I went to school with my husband. We went to school and worked. I didn't think I could survive it. But that mother of mine left. They were travel trailing all over the country. She could hear it in my voice, and she said, Mary Kay, your father and I are coming, and we're going to help you, and they had me over to dinner every night, my husband and I. She made me 3 suits. She used to work at a pants factory during the Depression. There's nothing that woman couldn't do, nothing. And I have her in me. And when I put on this top, I know I have her power. I know I do. And I look at the pictures, and I move them, so I can always be looking at them. My grandchildren said, Grandma, why do you love your mother so much? And I said, somehow the longer they're gone, the more you miss them. If you really loved them, you miss them. I miss them every day. That's why I'm doing a verbal cookbook, because it was so hard to do it at first. And I did a book, but I sold it at a local library sale, and they went like hotcakes. And I didn't keep a copy. I don't know, I threw it together as fast as possible. My recipes, illustrations, and took it to a local printer. Don't think you have to do fancy. You can also write books on Amazon, and they will publish. And meanwhile, you both get paid. Why not? Make a little extra income in your Social Security days. Because I like the good things. Plus, I'm starting a travel agency. I just have so many followers on my page. I have French everything, ! I have 17,000, almost 18,000 followers. And it is because I created that page because I like French things of any kind. So I opened it to have other people that felt like me and loved France as much as me, a lot of people. Julia Child went there and just fell in love with Paris and cooking and her husband, and watched that movie, Judith and Julia. It may be Julia and I don't know. But it's where Meryl Streep plays Julia Child. And that's my hutch. There used to be a consignment store close to us, and it's now closed, but look at how gorgeous that is. You know, I can put everything in there. All the extra stuff. Sometime I'll show you that. I saw a fabulous lady this morning who is Antoinette. She's from QVC, and she said, "What's in your bag?" And did this. There was nothing in her bag because she couldn't go anywhere, but I can talk to you. She also cooks. Antoinette, and she's from QVC, so look that up on YouTube. So this is from, I have artwork that I do. I think I moved them, hand-drawn. We made them for a garden walk. Another girlfriend who was always also married to a dentist, and you know what? They didn't like them because they were black and white. So you never know. And you never know, this is, I always have this, or a small book in my purse. I get bored easily, I'm sure. So what else do we have in here? You know, these things. But they're necessary. Then all the cards people give me. It's got a lot of pockets. And it is washable. I mean, you just need to wash it off, and that's what I need. And I've got a lot of different, these are from the dollar bill. I'm not paying a wad of money for something that's going to fracture anyway. Those I can buy inexpensively. It's close to the thrift shop. So this came with something new that we got at the gift shop at the Drake Hotel, which faces Lakeshore Drive in the Gold Coast. So this was underneath the pet, and I've had to hide the pet because now I came home and the cat is here needing attention. I don't want to freak her out. This is a girl you need to ask for at the gift shop. Patty at Mango Florist. Oh my God, those girls. They will stop and help you. So I was trying to do a live video of the things they had in the shop. And so I said, you probably don't want me to be touching everything. Would you be willing to help me? She set up vignettes. And I filmed them. And she helped me position the camera so I wouldn't have a shadow. I said, you're really highly educated, aren't you? You can tell. Absolutely. I like people who can be nice and not snotty. There's going to be a lot of people who are so snotty for no reason and mean for no reason. That's why I do less and less of some things. Stay home, put together my outfits. Okay, and this is the receipt from the Drake. There it is. This is the hotel that you drive around all of your life, and you look up, and there are, I don't know how many crystal chandeliers where they have weddings. And I always said, someday I'm going to go there. You know? And so now I do. We love that place. We have so many good memories. Robert and I have been together 10 years now, but we went through the hotel and sat where we always sat. They took out an old sofa we loved. He sat down and said, this one isn't comfortable. You know. You have to both be happy with something. So this is the name of the restaurant that they wrote down for me at the farmer's market. There it is. Bistronomic, 840 North Wabash, 312-944-8400. You tell them Mary Kay and Robert went to their restaurant twice recently and make a reservation and go up there. You can, I don't know if I'd go on a train. We drove because there's so many surfaces you have to be careful of. I bought Robert a hat with a visor. So if anyone would cough or sneeze or whatever within whatever range it is, they use them on at my dental office. The hygienist uses it. So this is Save Sit Go is another one to look for. That 215 East Chestnut, 312-643-2242. And Space $5.19. They were so lovely, these ladies. And I said, you know what? I need a great restaurant to go to. And I told them I was a French chef and trained by Armagnac master chef. Anyway, and so she said, do you want to go to the best French restaurant in Chicago? Yes. So we got a taxi driver, and what we did is when we get in a city and we have a good cabbie, we get their phone number. And he dropped us off the first time, and then about 2 hours later, he was just trolling around because they had just gone back to work. He also does, Arthur his name is, I've got it written down somewhere else, plumbing. So he said he was busy during this, whatever you want to call it. But after a while, I told Robert, you know, I'm getting squirrely. I have everything in the world so we can go. I'm not sure who she is because, oh, okay. This is a black girl who was a vendor at our thrift store, and she puts together cruises for the Caribbean, stuff like that. I think she needs 15 people, and she does it so reasonably. When she came in the store, all the girls that worked there was talking to her immediately. I guess she had changed her hair and see, so that's how she does it. That's what you told me. So see how that? I'll linger a little bit for you to write down. And then another card. This is from the Organic Gardening, which was across the street from the restaurant. So we just walked over there instead of going to a grocery store, which is, I don't know, a nice couple. The guy was from Michigan and his wife was from Arizona. Adorable. I walked out of the Drake. They didn't have on masks. I didn't have on masks because once in a while you need to breathe fresh air. There's nobody around. So I stood, you know, they were going towards the maybe cabbie stand. And I said, where would you go if you wanted to get a cab now? I don't believe in the one where you go on their site and you do it all yourself. I did that once, maybe twice in Chicago. They emptied my PayPal. Emptied it. I had nothing. So the first time you order it, you pay for it immediately. I didn't know that either, but I found out. And a nice kid at Macy's downloaded the app, and then they robbed me blind. So I don't much care for that. I say, get a good cabbie when you get in town. They'll be watching out for you. And every time we got in, he said, my friends. Lovely guy. And neither Robert or I hear very well, so he needs hearing aids. I need hearing aids. Must be annoying for people to repeat things, so I don't want to do that. And this is... I tell people when I'm shopping, give me your name. I'm going to go online. And this is the kid who helped me with, you know, the car that you get that everyone suggests to you. Anyway, he did it all for me. Probably took him a half an hour. He just walked over me and said, that's his name, Cruz, if you were ever at Macy's in Chicago. That kid just walked over to me and said, ma'am, are you having a problem? And I was, of course. I couldn't do it. People keep asking me to do it. And when I would do it, it was all disappear. I'd click on this and disappear. He knew how to do it. So ask for this kid. That's C-R-U-Z. Unusual, right? And then I had no pen or paper at one time, and I didn't know that I would need one. So I wrote this with my lip gloss. Ridiculous, but it worked, except I can't read it. I finally found a pencil. This is the restaurant for breakfast, Wildberry, 196 East Pearson, Chicago. And it's right at the foot of the Water Tower Place and the Ritz. So, and close to that is like private residences that there's no way I will ever afford. But some of these things I'm doing, I'm hoping will add to my coffers. But anybody, when we don't work, I couldn't send much through eBay. I couldn't order much through Amazon. Everything was so slow. But they had to be. They had to be careful. So that's that restaurant again for breakfast. And they're open at 7:30. So it was delicious, everything. And I just asked the waitress. And this is when I was getting ready to go home, and I was so afraid I would forget the things I put in the refrigerator. It took me a while to remember we had refrigerators. I'm 72, and Robert is 80. What somebody described it as is you're not old and feeble. You just have so much information in your head by then, that it's hard to remember it all. I have to write everything down. I have every instruction I have to have in writing. I'm LD. I have a photographic memory, or used to. It's the only thing that got me through college. And that's that. And let's see if there's anything else, right? This is so fun to watch her. I watched it 3 times. Antoinetta from QVC. So this is like plain aspirin, which I have to take, the healthy heart kind of thing. I told my cleaning lady, and I said, 2 Polish sisters. She said, Mary Kay, how many did you take again? Because her sister was less than 30 and had a stroke. Everyone is under such incredible stress. And my husband, the dentist, said, it's stress that's killing us, not anything else. That stress, constant stress. And his family all died of heart trouble pretty much at Christmas. I don't know why, but it was their thing. And Excedrin, which I try not to take because that'll speed up your heart. You know what I did? I quit taking all those pills for sinus and blah, blah, blah. I think it's pollution around here. It's close to the mills, and the mills are up. Because I went an hour away to go to Paula Deen's. This is your ticket, your key for our room, and we changed rooms. I'll tell you about that sometime. That was a circus. But the thing is, I've been around. So when there was a problem about the room, Robert got on the phone, and the girl said, well, maybe we could move you tomorrow. I said, tell the girl we want someone to come up and pick up our luggage because we're going to go down the street to the Allerton. Guess what? The room appeared. The trolley appeared. Sometimes you have to just, in real estate, I learned to say what you're going to say and then shut up. This is links off a ring watch. Sorry, it's too close. So I ordered it, and the jeweler fixed it. Another one of those things. I'm never without them. I had surgeries and stuff, and sometimes you have trouble after surgery. This is another receipt. Yellow taxi. This is Arthur, our driver. And I told him I feel like I have a limousine. He was such a good cab driver, and he was from, I'm not sure, tell you the truth. I have to get that hearing aid because people have to yell at me almost. That's pretty deaf. My mother was. She would say, talk up, you girls. So we always talked loud. I still talk loud. I was a cheerleader. My sister was a cheerleader. This is a cocktail pick. I love these. Unusual. When we were in Paris, they had long ones like this out of bamboo. I kept every one of those. Those cruises, too, can be wonderful. I mean, the one we went on was through PBS in Chicago. Can't remember. Anyway, I saw an advertisement for it, and it was, to go to Paris with Alpana Singh, who is a huge restaurateur in the area. She's a grand sommelier, only woman. When she graduated, she was the only woman in America. Just brilliant. And her family was always in restaurant work. So she has 3 restaurants. And lovely and very real, Bob asked her to talk to me about my leg swelling because I should have done something. She said, it's such a long flight. If you don't get up, all of that liquid will fill up. So she said, you go with something that will compress that. Like I after that learned to buy boots, and I was okay with the boots. I got around more. I didn't drink a lot of liquid. And Bob went up and asked her, and of course she came to the table to answer that question. It doesn't get better than that. So if you're ever in Chicago, just search Alpana Singh. She does speaking engagements now. Really, the wine training that we got on the ship as part of the deal, and the Bert Wolf, who is a famous tour guide and restaurant person, was priceless. And so now she does speaking tours of wine. And you know what we learned from her? If you want a little sweet, you say demi-sec. And through David Leibowitz, he told us get Côte du Rhône. And try to dress like the natives. I mean, they dress like downtown Chicago in the best hotel with the doorman and blah, blah, blah. They dress up to take out their garbage. I'm not kidding. They do. And get his book, which is called Sweet Life in Paris. Oh my God. It never leaves the side table in my bedroom, ever. And it never will. There's another lovely lady who's on Facebook, and she does a nice small carry with you guide for restaurants. Absolutely fabulous. So that's what's in my purse. I got that from Antoinetta. Thanks, Antoinetta, for the idea. So underneath here, I have big pillows, you know, because you can pull these out and put your feet on them. I also had hip surgery and vein surgery and blah, blah, blah. It was so I could almost not walk. So I'm done with that part, so I guess I'm finished. But remember, I'm going to sell all of this, so if you guys would like to order it through this, that's fine. If you want to order it through, come to the house, and I'll spend all the time you like. Try on anything. And I basically start kind of low because I know everyone is having a hard time. I just like to sell a lot. I like things to go in and go out. And I love doing the styling. See, that's what I love. Putting the outfits together. You know, you don't know why you're good at something, but you might as well do something you love every day. When I did the Airbnb, I would have older guys at the pivotal point of their lives. And they would ask me, now, if you had to do it again, what would you do? Have a really stressful job and make more money, or do the job that you would love every day? I said, love every day. You're going to be a success. You're not going to be dead with a heart attack, putting pressure on you. You got to do this, you got to do that. I think one kid had the option of working in a college. You know, I said, everyone else is going to be on your wavelength. A lot of colleges, I went to IU, they had homes that they put the professors in. And I don't know if it was rent-free, but they threw parties. And I fit in with the English people that loved, so I would always get invited to these parties. It's best to stay with what you like, you know? Who wants to drudge doing something you don't like? I've done it because I had to do it, but as you get older, you realize your heart and less stress is what matters. So anyway, follow me here, and I'll do more of these. And I do copy some people like Antoinette. I said to her, she does cooking. She did In the Purse. Oh my God, fascinating. I played it 3 times. See? So, and these are double purses that I got. So they both came for a certain price. You can't beat it. But I have to dress them up with something, you know, like the scarves. I can't be plain. And I can't sell that one, and I can't sell my mom's blouse. But pretty much everything else. So I'm going to go now because I got to make myself some breakfast. And the other day, we got at Aldi's a cauliflower pizza. So I had it in the freezer. It is non-gluten. It's pizza. It has fresh ingredients. I was doing several things at one time, of course. And it was crispy because it was in there a little too long, but it was yummy. And you're eating pizza, and it's good for you. So I made shrimp last night for a video, and I sat down. I'm just getting worn out. And she came in crying to me. I was in the next room. I should have never left the kitchen. And she was ready because I made shrimp that we also got at Aldi. Try Aldi and go to Aldi Nerds. People tell other people what's good. What I say is use it like, it's so inexpensive. Why not use it small? Try some things, and if you don't like them, don't buy them again. People talk in the store all the time. Do you like that? They're picking something up. It's not like Jewel or Kroger or any of those places, but who cares? If you're saving money, I used to buy everything there to do farmers market. I did 2 of them, one in Highland and one in Cherville, where I'm living now. And I sold coffee and crepes and Belgian waffles and iced tea that I made with real mangoes. Everything was made from scratch. And I would have moms that would say, now, my son is allergic to peanuts, you know. And I said, everything I make is from scratch. And I had my grandson to help me, actually. And he would walk around, the most charming kid in the world, and sell popsicles till they were gone. And he would say, my grandma's over there with, he would tell him what I had. And sometimes he would run into the fountain, there was a Mexican guy who sold all kinds of wonderful food, like that Mexican street corn and those bananas they have. So anyway, I would help him. If he needed help, he would help me. And that little girl was just in love with Logan, you know. And Logan's very attractive. He isn't mean, but... So I guess he was running through the fountain, and she told me, and I said, you know, when the police come with him, I'm okay. He had sold all his popsicles. I've tried to do as much for my grandchildren as I can because I want them to remember me fondly. My mother-in-law, the kids adored her because she was such a great cook. And she would do whatever dish they wanted when they came. Anything. And when she died, they sat on a screened-in porch at the back of the house for 3 hours saying, remember when Grandma used to make, and remember that pork loin she used to make, and remember all kinds of Polish things, which are, they have a potato cake, fabulous. Her food was the best. And her mother was Czechoslovakian, and she fled Hitler. She was in German school. She knew 4 different languages, and she was a great cook. So it was a family of good cooks. I never tried to make something she made because that would be stupid. So come back, follow me, and I'll show you all the fun things I've been doing. And I'll probably add some cooking. Like I say, I should have been sitting. When you cook, it's best to be in the kitchen, however you do it. And I was sitting on a stool, you know, I can't do 2 things at once anymore. I burn something. So there you go. Just give me a comment and we'll connect, okay? That's the easiest way. See you later.